Okay, we're about to start, everyone, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, everyone, can you hear me now? This might be a bit weird, but we're going to run with this unless anyone says they can't hear me. So what I was saying is I like a top fold die and top fold card. I'm going to use my scoring tool. There I am, okay. Right, so I don't have my actual microphone on. It's just my pack. So the sound is not going to be as pretty. But I will try not to shout or be over the top. Oh, if it's not one thing, it's another. Okay, thank you everyone for letting us know, because that's always embarrassing when I'm sitting there chatting to myself and Liam's already walked out of the room. Which actually happens a lot more often than you would think. Right, okay, I've made a top fold, ready to make with. Now, the background builder die set, I did grab a nice shiny new one because my one, oh, see, look, it's so well loved. But we only need to use 2 of the dies for this layout, which Liam's going to show you now that he's stopped flapping. Although I might have to give him a minute. So while I'm giving him a minute to load that up, maybe that was a bit keen. These are the 2 cards that I've already made with the layout. So this is with the Galentine's collection. Stitched square with the stitched circle. I use vellum. When I have vellum on my desk, it goes on every card. Is it like that for anyone else? There are certain things that when I see them, I'm like, oh, that can go on. Oh, that can go on. So anyhow, this was one of the extras from the decoupage pack and the stitched square. Now, depending on what kind of pattern paper you're using, those little bits in the corners you can use from other squares. If you're doing a card like this one, where the pattern has to be, actually I'm going to flip it around and put it in this corner because otherwise the tree would have been upside down. So if you're making a card that just has patterns, then this little piece and this little piece can come from this piece. Are you near us? Okay, oh, and we've got water as well, and Shelley, hello everyone. Oh, this is nice. Okay, so I'm going to get out the dies that I need. These dies are so well loved, they've even got a side opening in the packet now. So, we'll put those there. Now, so it's a case of picking a pattern paper. And you can do 1, you can do 2, you can do all different ones if you want to. And there's lots to choose from in this kit. I'm going to save this, got something special in mind for this and the velvety denim. Ooh. Right, so holographic I'm going to keep to one side. I am going to keep it to just papers. Where are we going to go with this? So these are the 2 pieces that I've used. Because I'm stingy, I didn't use the whole piece. I want to save it for next time. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use the bow. And I'm going to use purple and yellow. Complementary colours. I'm going to use 2. And I'm going to show you a little cheat as well when you have to die cut so many squares. Now, this has obviously got a pattern and an orientation. For using these smaller dies, it is better to have a pattern that's got small elements in it. If it was only the dress, this die you would lose it. But because it's got all the other little bits and pieces as well, it's going to work. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of tape, and I love this tape. And from what I understand, we can't get it anymore, which is very frustrating. However, I'm going to tape these 2 pieces together. Because otherwise we've got to die, which I'm sure was very nice when placing the add-on orders yesterday. Now, at this point, you can use the guillotine, you can use scissors, but for this particular card, this works the best for me. I like a guillotine. Pop it in. Actually, let's go this way. And what I'm doing is I'm cutting like a strip from both pieces because I've taped them together. Purple tape on purple paper wasn't really the best of ideas, but there we go. So I've now got those bits of paper that can clear off. Now, this die fits really nicely 4 times if you're economical. Now, if you like, I am careful. I like my papers to last for a long time. I like to get the most out of everything, so I'm going to do this bit as quickly as I can, but we're going to die cut 4 times, and I think I'm actually going to need a 5th of the yellow, because as I say, it is a pattern that needs to be in the correct orient. Let It Snow special edition, which was a real happy moment, because the majority of that we made in-house. So we're manufacturing as many items as we can ourselves. Some items are just simply not possible to be manufactured in this country, but everything else is. Okay, so 1 pass and it's die cut both. So as you can see, this halves the die cutting time. Oh, thank you, water. Okay. Can't wait to do. Pam says she can't wait to do the challenge. I'm really enjoying having the scope and knowing which. That if I want to just sit and make a card, I don't have to think. I can, and I can come up with my own unique designs, obviously, but I don't have to. And a layout does that, and it's also, I find, really interesting to see how everybody else, what their interpretation is and what they do with it. So right, there's another 2. Slowly getting there. But the Let It Snow, sorry, I was saying, got the mind of a goldfish. The Let It Snow special edition sold out in, I don't know, 8 hours or something. So we're really, really excited about that. And there is one product that we were unable to replace. So what we're going to do is we will relist the Let It Snow special edition, but it's the die that we are unable to get more of. So we will list a different snowflake die, and because it is smaller, we will list some sequins as well. So there will be a new listing for the Let It Snow, because I was blown away not only by how quickly it sold out, but also by how many people got in touch to say, please, could we have another bite at that apple. So we are going to make sure. Ooh. And there is, haha, Liam's done it for me. So as you can see in the middle there, we've got the snowflake die, and we've got a whole bag of sequins. That's a full-size bag, not the sample that you usually get in a kit. So that is what the Let It Snow is going to look like. We will be releasing that later on today. I will send out a newsletter and I'll pop it in the Facebook group as well, because I know there were quite a few disappointed peoples. Okay, right, so now I have finally, nearly, right, die cut all of those. I do think I am going to need, gosh, an extra one of the yellows, but for now we will run and we will see how we are going. Little bits of tape everywhere. Okay, right, I'm going to keep those 2 there so that they don't run away from me, because everybody knows how my dies like to run away from me. Oh, that one's already separated. Here we go. So, gosh, got tape everywhere, making a right mess. Okay, so that's my leftovers. Very little waste. I'm very proud of that. And now, if we just flick back to the layout, eek, he says, okay, right, so what I'll do is I'll flick to a card. Don't worry, Liam, it's okay. So how we're going to do this is I pick one, and I start here. This is the easy, oh gosh, the bottom's off, sorry. So I will start with the bottom one, which I sort of tuck into the corners. It's not at a right angle, that's not a perfect triangle there. It's like, yay, he did it. Okay. So it's that bottom left-hand square that I start with, and then I build inwards from there. Now, if you don't want to die cut as many squares, I'm more than okay with people that want to spread them out a bit further. So, okay, good news, it's a gorgeous collection. Thank you, Shirley. I was very pleased with the Let It Snow. Margot said it's gone already. Wow, yes, I know, right? So we are going to make some more, but it'll be very slightly different to what you see in the release video. Now, adhesive, go with what you like, go with what makes you happy. I like a tape runner because it's quick and then it's attached and I don't have to worry about it falling off at a later point. So I'm going to attach a bit more of an angle than that. There we go. And then I'm going to take an alternate piece. And then I find it easiest. I do everything by eye. Some people like to put a ruler here, which is totally understandable. If you put a ruler there, then you can butt it up. And then, you know, you can even measure in between. It's up to you. It's whatever you feel comfortable with. This is a handmade card, so I'm quite happy with it looking organic. And now I'm going to take one with a little dress on. Oh, there's a bit of tape still on the back of that one. I'll take it off because knowing me, I'll get the tape on that, the tape runner on that, and then it won't stick properly. So there we go, right. And I'm making sure the orientation of the dress is that way. And there's no rhyme or reason. You can do it any which way you like. It's just the way that I'm choosing to do it. And then I'm eyeballing the difference of the gap in between. So there we go. First row done. Now I'm going, having looked at this one, this red one takes a bit more of a snipping than the other. So I'm going to put purple here first. It all makes sense when they're all hanging all over the place and looking like a mess. And I'm trying to keep the gap that's here the same as the gap in between. Oh, he's got fancy. Hasn't he got fancy? Right, so yeah, I'm happy with that. And then I'm going to pop the one with the pumpkin, not the other one with the dress, right next to the dress, just to mix it up a little bit. And again, oh, little furry bit there. Looking at this line, looking at this line, looking at this line, trying to make sure it's in the middle. And it's a little bit like building a brick wall. Just making sure that you've got enough space in the right spots. Now, that means you're going there, and that needs to be purple. So I'm going to hold this one back for now. I'm going to trim the edges and we're going to see how we get on. So, big scissors. To trim from the back, I use the edge, I rest my blade on the edge of the card so that I know that I'm getting a straight cut, because what you don't want is to end up chopping into the card. So, and I'm sorry if tips that I offer are things that you all know already. Do tell me if I am repeating myself. It's just, I think it's better to say it than to not. Right, okay. So now I've trimmed off the edges, and I need a purpley piece to go here. I think that one will fit there, and I needed a purpley piece to come down in this bottom corner, and because it's going to get chopped off, no one's going to see that it's near the corner. So I'm going to cheat with this one. Again, the joy of using a paper that isn't heavily patterned. There we go. So that's on there. Going to need my yellow one there and a tiny bit there, which is typical. Although I will get away with that because it doesn't show quite that it's upside down. Just don't tell anyone. Okay, yeah. So, and it's easier at this point to put tape on the card than it is on the piece of the paper that I'm attaching down. And there is a bit of tape runner that's overhanging. Don't worry. There is a purpose for that. Oh, there's a purple bit. It does make sense as well to use non-stick scissors when you're doing this kind of a card. But now I am going to twist and I'm going to just pop the corner of that wheel. And it is the tiniest of corners, but it will make all of the difference to the finished card. Okay. Right. So this weekend I am going to Edmonton. I'm going to be taking our vehicle, leaving Liam and Pig with nothing to drive. I'm going to be driving up to Edmonton and I'm going to be going to the Scrapbook Carnival, which I'm very excited about. It's going to be lots of fun. It's really nice spending time with crafty people. Okay, so I've completed my brick pattern, as it were, but there is some adhesive hanging over here and here. So what I'm going to do is, this is a, it's like a sticky eraser kind of thing. It's like rubbery. It was given to me by my friend Chris when I was at Stamp Junkies many moons ago. She was like, you need one of these in your life. It's important. I had no idea how right she was going to be. Because it's if you overspill with glue or, as I did here, tape runner, you don't need to worry in the least. So, tidying that up there. Okay. Now I'm going to use the beautiful big bow because it's so pretty. And I'm going to use a piece of vellum because it's been on my desk. So, obviously using pattern paper, there's so many different applications. I always die cut my, cut around my paper before I put it through the die cut machine because my plates, I don't know, do people replace their die cut plates like every time they use them? Because my plates leave such a horrible mark on everything that I really don't want to. Okay, now I need some specialty, which I'm going to use something from the Cinderella specialty bundle, the add-on Crystal Slipper specialty bundle. And I'm going to use, what am I going to use? I am going to use the matte silver. And again, just going to snip round. Thank you, Bet. There we go. I'm going to do this in one go. Be organised. Die cut 2 different dies at the same time. There we go. Right. Okay. So we're going to pop not on top of each other. Pop the 2 dies in. Watch my shoulder struggle. Still looking forward to getting one of those electric ones. Maybe for my birthday. She says hint, hint, nudge, nudge. At least. Right. Oh, bang, bang. Sorry. Okay. So we had dye. That can go in the bin. So there's my little vellum piece. And this. Okay, right, pokey tool. Gonna make a real mess now. Half the fun of card making. Right. In fact, should we not poke them? We'll be here forever. What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to tape them from the back so that the pattern is left in so that they don't fall out. I think that actually is a really... These dies are so detailed and pretty that I think if we make sure they don't fall out by laying lots of pieces of tape to catch all the little bits. Just down a couple more in the corners and we will be good. Otherwise you guys will be here forever with me. And I'm sure you all have days to do as well. Next week I think we are going to be doing another fun fold, because that seems to go down super well, which was lovely. Right, so there we go. Super detailed, beautiful bow. And we are going to lift it. Oh no, that one wasn't stuck. That was going to happen, wasn't it? So in that situation, laying the tape over the hole from the back. Sticky picky uppy tool, it's a very technical term. And just paper piece it back in. There we go. Okay. Gonna lift it up slightly. I'm gonna use just the 1mm lift so that it doesn't want to wander off too far. Get that onto the vellum, and then of course I can use the space behind the bow on the vellum to adhere down. But the thing that's lovely about these sorts of cards is they come together so nice and quickly. Okay, right, pop the bow on, and then from the reverse, put in the tape behind where the bow is so that it's not seen. There we go. And now, oh my gosh, I've made such a mess. Going to pop a couple of mini twinkles. There we go. Do I have a dye brush? I don't think I've ever had one actually. To be honest, I really enjoy doing the little poke. It's just it'd be really boring for you to watch. Bought a Switch right before we moved across the country and you've never opened it. Marco, how could you? How could you? Which dye machine do you use? You must obviously be happy with the one that you've got if you're not looking to switch it over to into a nice easy one. Leslie at the Calgary crop that I went to recently had Gemini and she really loves it. But yes, I've heard I have been recommended so hard, so many times to the Empress, that it's yes, it's very tempting. It's just it's a big buy. Okay, so I'm just dotting some of these around just for random sparkles. I enjoy a good sparkly, and these are so pretty, and they really do twinkle because of the glitter. And I can stamp a sentiment either onto the vellum, on the inside, in the gap. Where do I want to go? Let's have a look. Let's do the with love. Keeps it generic. Tiny weeny little block. Yep, going in there. And we're going to go, which ink colour? I'm going to go with black because this is such a detailed little, such a delicate, dainty little stamp that I want it to, that the black's not going to be overpowering on a really pretty, colourful card. And I'm going to, excuse my head being right in the way, but I get my head right over top. And Liam zoomed in so that you didn't have to look at the back of my head. And I'm just giving that a little time for the ink to transfer over so that it has a chance to absorb. Messy desk. And there we go. So that is the third that I've made now. This one I ran peel-offs in between sort of the brickwork. Used a vellum circle and then just stuck the sticker straight on, and these are some mini hearts with white gold finish. Obviously I've popped little glittery twinkles on this one, and I used sort of a topper, rather there was no stamping at all on this one. So they are the 3 cards that I've now made using the new layout, which is that way. I am pretty sure I'm going to keep making. Was half intending to make with the Let It Snow, but I am going to double check our numbers and get the new one relisted because it's so pretty, isn't it? And this would work really well with the layout because you could use a really nice tight pattern, and then you can pick one of the pieces, I don't know, like my favourite is the Christmas tree, but if for example you picked the gifts on the sled, and then from the ephemera pack the piece that would go on top really nicely would be sled with gifts. So yeah, I had the ideas. All of my crafts were in storage for over a year until you found my place, and now I'm building that one bookcase. Oh, you know what, Margot, that is the way to do it. Open it up slowly, enjoy every piece, make sure everything that you have is exactly what you love and know where it is. And thank you very much, Shelley. But yes, I think this will make for a very pretty layout. But anyhow, my lovelies, oh, I've got a crooked desk and everything. Thank you for sticking with me. I hope you've enjoyed it and you've put up with our sound issues. We'll be back next week with a fun fold. And I really hope that you enjoy the release. Everything's going to be shipping out nice and soon. We're getting straight to it to make sure that you all can enjoy your goodies as soon as possible. The design team have been powering away at making these cards, and I've seen some of them that haven't been released yet, and they are amazing. So please let them know how much you're enjoying their cards because they work super hard for us. And yes, until next time, please post a card. Please do what I've just done. It takes, what was it, 20 minutes-ish if you don't talk and chatter as much as I do. They don't take long. They're loads of fun. Post it onto our link on our blog and you may win $52, which is the cost of a kit, so you can add something extra into next month's. Anyhow, until next time, make something beautiful. Bye.